Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we are going to be looking at Chainlink and not the Chainlink chart that I usually talk about. Here, what we see up here is the Bitcoin chart, but I want us to move our attention to the US dollar chart. Now, I know that I always say that the Bitcoin chart is more important than the US dollar chart for the main reason of, well, if your altcoin is not outpacing Bitcoin, then why hold it? Why not just hold Bitcoin? Because of the potential risk of holding these assets. So uh, not to get too detailed into it, but a general rule of thumb is that Bitcoin is probably less risky than holding any other altcoin. Now, I'm not comparing Chainlink to an altcoin at the 200 market cap level. That's totally not what I'm getting at, but there is more risk involved when holding Chainlink than there is holding Bitcoin. And because of that, if Chainlink's not outpacing Bitcoin, then why hold Chainlink? And I think that is what the conversation is right now. When we see this chart here against Bitcoin, we're currently at 41,000 sats. We dipped as low last week to 35,000 sats. And for me, especially, the question of, well, why am I holding this asset when it's not outpacing Bitcoin? Why not just hold why not just hold Bitcoin? I mean, Bitcoin's at just 50 cents shy right now on Bitstamp. Okay, it moved, but it is just a few dollars shy against $28,000. So with that said, we're going to be taking a look, first with the Bitcoin chart, just briefly, on why I still think Chainlink is, I'm still bullish on Chainlink despite all of the price action, where you want to call it recent price action. I guess it's not really recent anymore. We're talking about the dip starting in August. We're now coming into the end of December, beginning of the year of 2021. One of the first things that we noticed was that, well, it holds the 20-week pretty well on the Bitcoin one, on the Bitcoin ratio. The it and we were saying that it would hold, and even if it didn't hold, then it wouldn't stay very long underneath it. We are currently in our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10th week underneath the 20-week moving average. That is that is not brief. I would say officially it's not brief anymore. Um, I mean, we did look at here where it did take 133 days compared to now. I believe we're at like a 50. We're at 63 days, 70 days. So 10 weeks underneath the 20-week moving average compared to 19 weeks. The only difference here, I would say, is that this longer 133-day part was, in fact, in the bear market. But that was one of the first indicators. The second indicator was looking at the support and resistance levels, and and saying, um, it shows in price history that Chainlink really uses the support and resistance levels. So the target would be around 50,000 sats. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. Now, these indicators, these patterns, um, I would, I've been looking at them for quite some time, but I will not say that these are 100%. And anything that I say on this in this video or on this channel is never 100%. There are times where it works out, sometimes it doesn't. What I'd like to do is just look at commonalities within charts what has the asset done in the past, and base future decisions on that. If it worked all the time, then I don't think I'd be making a YouTube channel here. And neither would any of you be looking on YouTube if it worked out for you. With that said, we have two times where it didn't go our way. Well, what other indicators are there that can help determine um, if we should still be bullish on Chainlink or not? And for me, I am still bullish on Chainlink. It is still a first and foremost, it is I believe it's still a top 10 cryptocurrency. I treat it like one. And because of that, I treat it much like how I would necessarily would really treat Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ethereum is on a downtrend, but sh- history has shown that there always has been a downtrend with that coin, but it moves. And when it does move, it outpaces that, and because of that ROI, it is worth the hold. I would say with Chainlink, it is still worth the hold. It's not like we haven't been in these areas before of dips. I mean, this was a long dip here, dip here, dip here, dip here, and so on and so forth. You can argue that because we've made a run so high that the dip has to reciprocate. The saying of the higher we go, the harder we fall rings truer in this sense. But when we also look at the RSI, and this is what I'm looking at right now, we are currently at about 34.44 on the RSI. But we're at the point of the lowest Chainlink has ever been on the RSI. The last 4 times would have been in 2018 in June, in July, and in March of 2018, and in January of 2018. Here we are, December 30th, 2020, at the same level. Moving on to the US dollar chart. Again, this is not a chart that I usually look at because sometimes it could be misleading. We see that the price has been moving up, from its lowest lows. I would say from the wick to the highest high, it's been 124% gain. Stefan, what are you talking about? We've seen almost we've seen a 2x. Well, I mean, in that same time, look at what Bitcoin's been doing. And if we kind of make a comparative measure move from, is it September 21st till now? Bitcoin has made 174% gain against the US dollar. So you see where I'm getting at, where clearly Bitcoin is outpacing Chainlink. And that's not a situation you really want to be in. But there are a few things that I wanted to look at. Now you can compare the tether chart to the Bitcoin chart of Chainlink because they kind of act fairly similarly. We see that the 20-week tends to hold pretty well with Chainlink. And when it does go below, like we saw here, 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 it is brief. Okay, now I sound like a broken record. I'm just moving my assumptions from Bitcoin to the US dollar, but you can see the chart just as well as I can. That is the information the chart is giving us. We see that we're coming below the 20-week. It could potentially mean that we're almost out of the woods. Let's say that if we are going to follow what the dollar chart's is doing, then we have a handful of more weeks of downside action. But this is essentially what I'm getting at. I want to show that there are still signs of Chainlink that I still think are bullish. I still think inherently of Chainlinks, of it being an asset to hold. History is still showing us that it is still a good asset to hold. And because of that, my views of the coin have not changed. It hasn't changed since I made the video of it's time to take Chainlink seriously. I think you could call these opportunities of buying this low, because I like again, this is the fourth time we've ever seen Chainlink this low on the RSI, this underbought or oversold. This could be an opportunity that Chainlink doesn't give very often. And I want to sum it up by saying that Chainlink is an altcoin. It is reactive. We also know that Q1 is coming around the door. Q1 is only 2 days away. Really. I mean, January 1st is on Friday. If our theory of Q1 being great for altcoins comes to fruition, Chainlink, I am confident, if that is true, then I'm confident that Chainlink is going to be one of the ones spearheading that, along with Ethereum, along with the big mover altcoins. Chainlink is going to be a part of it. Anyway, that's essentially what I wanted to talk about in this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.